Good morning, children. We are going to study about the absorption by root. Now, the first point before studying the absorption by root, we all had to study that what is plant physiology. Plant physiology is the branch of biology which deals with the life functions of the plant. That how the functioning of the life of the plant is being undergone. That is being studied by the branch of biology that is called as plant physiology, where is the functioning of cell, tissue, organ system and all is being studied. Now further, we all had to know about absorption by root, that how root is helping in absorption. We all know that root is digged in the soil, that is why it provides support to the plant as well as absorb water and minerals and provide that nutrients and minerals and waters to the plant for its several growth, for its biochemical activities. Now, if these water and minerals are being transported to plant by root, that what is the need of water and mineral? We all know the process of photosynthesis to make the food of plants, the process of transpiration, the loss of water from the aerial part of the plant, the process of transportation where the water and minerals and all the things will reach up to the stem, leaves, flowers for their proper growth, for the providing the mechanical stiffness, hardness to the particular plant, bark of the tree, leaf of the tree, branches of the tree. These all things, water and minerals, transportation and water and minerals are very essential for the plant. Now, characteristics of the root for absorbing water. Now we are going to study about the characteristics of the root for absorbing water. First of all, the first characteristic is that the roots are having huge surface area. Here we all could see that root are having huge surface area. Due to this huge surface area, the root can absorb the water and the several hairs are there. Here it is written the common example is a small garden plant. Like if a small room is there, we could keep few things only there. But if any room is large, has large surface area, then we could keep much more things there. Similar way, the root is having large surface area due to the minute, long lengthwise, breadthwise, so much root hairs. That's why they could absorb more and more water, more and more mineral, and would provide the whole plant. So that is the root of the plant. And we all know that how long will be the plant, as broader and wider the roots will be spreaded in the ground. So this is the why root is surface area of root is enormous, which is enabling it to have the transportation, absorption as well as all the phenomena carried out in a proper way. Now coming to the root hair at the cell sap, we all are knowing that the root hair is also having the cell sap. Here you could see that root hair, just like the cell we had studied cell structure, that like that only the root hair is also having the extension epidermal cell. What is that? That epidermal cell having the higher concentration. So we all know that the lower concentration to higher concentration movement will be possible there. Then due to that proper only, the minerals and organic material which are present in the soil will be transferred to the particular root hair, and step by step it will transported to the upper part of the plant where the plant is needed those things. So this way the vacuoles and all the solution will be cell sap, and that will be reaching to the plant. Surrounding water and all the things are just at the lower concentration than the cell of the root. Now, root hairs have the thin walls. We all know that the root hair have thin cell wall. That is why they are permeable and they will allow the movement of water molecule and dissolve substances from the surrounding to the cells, and then they will reach up to the upper part of the plant, and in this way the root will absorb the particular. So these all are the characteristics that how the root is having that power, that it is absorbing the waters and minerals, as is the surface area at the cell sap higher concentration according to the surrounding, and the thinning of the thin wall of the cell wall which is just permeable and enabling the proper absorption of mineral salts dissolved molecule in the roots. So in this way, this is the diagram where the very thin cell wall as membrane is there, which is just absorbing the water, minerals and all the things. Now absorption and conduction of water minerals are of 5 types. How the water, minerals and all the salts is being absorbed and transported to the plant is of 5 types: imbibition, diffusion, osmosis, active transport, turgidity and flexidity. First of all, we will study each and every points one by one. First of all, here we all could see characteristics of the root for absorbing water. We all had seen absorption and conduction of water and minerals are of 5 types: imbibition, diffusion, osmosis, active transport, turgidity and flexidity. Today we will study about imbibition, diffusion and osmosis. Imbibition: living or dead plant cell absorb water by surface attraction. What is imbibition? whether a plant is living or whether a plant is dead, that is having the capacity to absorb the water by its surface attraction. That is the phenomena of imbibition. What is happening? The best example, any substances made up of cellulose or the hydrophilic things, just like the wooden gate. When in the rainy season, the wooden gate absorb the moisture and just swell up. So that is the exposure to the moisture and to the imbibition only that is being absorbed, and that the imbibition and that will be swelling up. So that is the phenomena of imbibition. Phenomena by which the living or dead plant cell absorb water by surface attraction. Now coming to the diffusion, the next point. Diffusion is the free movement of molecule. There will be the free movement of molecule, whether it is a solute molecule, whether it is a solvent molecule, or whether it is a gas or liquid. From the region of higher concentration, means at the region where the higher concentration of substance is present, to the region of their lower concentration, when the two are in direct contact. Just like the example, if we just put the sugar cube in small tablets in a soluble dye or crystal of potassium permanganate, in a beaker we had taken crystal of sodium potassium permanganate, and then we had put the small cube of small tablet of sugar. Then what is happening? All the sugar is being dissolved and thus spreaded and convert the color of the dye in this proper sense. So what is this? The sugar was at the higher concentration, the cube of sugar, and the water is comparison to sugar was molecule were far apart, that means lower concentration. Then higher concentration to lower concentration through the direct contact movement has been possible, and then spreaded in all the direction. That is the diffusion. So the similar way, just we spread the open the perfume bottle in a room, then the perfume bottle, the perfumes are in the higher concentration, then in the room they are spreaded in all over evenly, that is called as the lower concentration. That is the process of diffusion. So diffusion is a process where the higher concentration to lower concentration movement is being occurring through the direct contact. Now coming to the osmosis. Osmosis is a phenomena where the movement of water molecule is occurring through the higher concentration to the lower solute concentration. Higher concentration of the to the lower solute concentration through the region of lower concentration or with the higher solute concentration. What is happening here? Here higher concentration to the lower concentration movement will be occurring through a semi-permeable membrane. Here there was direct contact, but here the semi-permeable membrane will be there, which will be allowing the particular direction of the transportation or absorption. So, and the osmosis is of two types. Further osmosis is of two types, exoosmosis and endoosmosis. What is exoosmosis? Means inward movement. Inward diffusion of water through the semi-permeable membrane. Diffusion is a phenomena only, means higher concentration to lower concentration. Inner, when the surrounding solution is less concentrated, this tend to swell up the cell. Just like when the water molecule enter the gram, then the gram swell up. That is the endoosmosis, means inward movement. And exoosmosis means outward diffusion of water through a semi-permeable membrane. Surrounding is more concentrated. What is happening? Just like when we are keeping the particular grapes, when we are keeping grapes in a sun-dry position, then the grapes get shrinkage. So what is happening? Due to the atmosphere or whatever thing, the grapes is just losing its water. Similar way, if we are putting any solution, hypertonic and hypotonic, two type of solution are there. Hypertonic solution means the solution which is having higher concentration in comparison to other, and who is having lower concentration, that will be called as hypotonic. So movement of substances from hypertonic to hypotonic through semi-permeable membrane is called as endoosmosis, and the movement from, if the hyper concentration is outward, that means outward movement. When anything is, when the cell is shrinking due to the outer higher concentration, means inner is lower concentration and inner material is oozing out of the higher concentration to the movement of osmosis. So that is called as exoosmosis. So this is the phenomena. We will study the phenomena of osmosis experiment in the 2-3 steps in the next lecture. So what today we had studied? Today we had studied about the absorption. Today we had studied about the need of water and minerals for the absorption for enabling photosynthesis, transpiration, transportation, mechanical stiffness providing. Then we had studied about the characteristics of root, the large surface area, the higher concentration of cell sap, the thin cell wall. Then we had studied about the 5 phenomena: imbibition, diffusion, osmosis, active transport, turgidity and flexidity. Imbibition, phenomena by which living or dead plant cell absorb water by surface attraction. Here the moisture will be absorbed by the dead surface or the living surface. Diffusion we had studied. Diffusion we had studied from the movement of higher concentration to the movement of lower concentration through direct contact. Then we had studied osmosis, the movement of higher concentration to lower concentration through semi-permeable membrane. This is the today's phenomena we had studied, and we had studied about exosmosis and endoosmosis. That is the total. And if any problem will be there, you all could ask me, and I'll explain you further